Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm early on time watch reviews. I'm Chris and I unbox and review budget watches, and today I have this one for you. This is, in my opinion, one of, if not the very best Timex quartz watch that you can buy, and I am featuring it right now on this episode of Early on Time Watch Reviews. Enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed the up close and personal of this watch. It's now time to talk about the specifications of the watch and what you are getting for your money. Currently, this watch is no longer in stock, but if you go to the website linked in the description below, you can add your email address to be notified when the watch does become available again. And I certainly think, at the very least, I hope that this will be restocked soon, because in my opinion, this has to be one of the best quartz chronographs or quartz watches that you can buy from Timex currently. You are getting a 41 by 20, so the case diameter is 41 millimeters, the lug width is 20 millimeters. You are getting a fully functioning chronograph with a 60-minute chronograph subdial, which is at the 6 o'clock, a 60 seconds subdial, which is running the time of the watch, which you can see the seconds hand is running there at the 9 o'clock, and you have a 24-hour subdial as well for military time at the 3 o'clock, and a large green colored seconds hand for the chronograph, which will run the seconds hand when the chronograph top button is pushed, which I will do right now. This particular chronograph watch comes with 100 meters of water resistance, which is awesome because a lot of quartz chronograph movements only come with 50 meters of water resistance. Your lug to lug length on this watch is a really great and compact 45 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. And so this is very nice and compact, making this watch literally a perfect size and fit for any size wrist. And the watch is 12 millimeters thick. You do have a slightly domed mineral crystal covering the dial. And one of the really neat things about this is, as you can see, when you just tilt the watch just so, the pinion that is holding the seconds hand and the hour and minute hand together there is kind of hidden, and so it looks like, check that out, it looks like they're just floating above the dial. That is very, very cool. I love that. The entire watch is constructed from 316L stainless steel, including the bezel, which is painted black, and then the tachymeter on the bezel is printed on as well. And you have a stainless steel screw down case back on the back of the watch, and you have a signed screw down crown, and it might be hard to see. Let me just zoom in on this crown or just throw in a picture of it while I'm talking, but it has the WOW logo for Waterbury on there, and you can see that the pushers are also decorated with a checkerboard etching, which is a nice touch as well. Now, as you can see, this chronograph seconds hand is sweeping at 4 ticks per second, and so the movement is a Mecaquartz movement that is powering this watch. And so when you push this top pusher, it will start the green seconds hand, and the 60-minute chronograph subdial at the 6 o'clock. Another nice feature about this particular movement is that this will advance by 1 minute when the seconds hand hits the 12 o'clock at the top. And so there's not a gradual change of the chronograph timer there. It actually advances one tick at a time, which is fantastic. You can also pause the chronograph by pushing the bottom button. And if you are running or you are doing laps or anything like that, you can somewhat keep track of your lap time, and it will advance to the current time of the chronograph when you push it again, as you can see. And it is not a snap back quick reset, but it is fairly quick. It just zips back the other way. And so in order to reset this chronograph, you simply push the top pusher and then you push the bottom pusher, and it will reset the chronograph for you. The crown on the watch is 7 millimeters. Good size crown, nice knurling around the crown, making it easy to grip and manipulate. And so it unscrews and rethreads smoothly. And there's a really nice pop when it reaches the first position. I'll see if you can hear it. Little pop there, very, very nice. And so when you pull it out to the second position, you're able to change the date on the date window, which you see nestled in between the 4 and the 5 o'clock markers on the dial. And so you just turn clockwise to change the date, as you can see. And then of course, when you pull the crown out to the last position, you can set the hour and the minute hand of the watch. So let's just do that right now. Let's get this. Let's put it at 10 after 10, the typical. And push it back in and everything starts running again. And to screw it in, really nice and easy. No issues whatsoever with the crown. The leather strap that this comes with is okay. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find it. The only thing that I would change on the leather strap that is provided is the contrast stitch that they have. It's just black, but if they put a white contrast stitch on the top of that strap, that would have been nice. It's not the best leather strap, it's not the worst leather strap, but it is nice that it comes with quick release spring bars to make it easy to swap out for other bands. You can see that I currently have the band or the watch on this NATO band, black and gray. I think this is an absolutely perfect combination for this watch. I also have a green FKM rubber, which you would have seen during the up close and personal to go along, matching that seconds hand, which is nice. And so all of this, oh, sorry, forgot to talk about the case finishing. Let's just take a look at that. The case finishing on this watch is actually done very, very well for the price point. Some nice satin finish brushing on the side profile of the case. You do get a nice bit of a chamfered edge on the just the edge of the top of those lugs before it transitions into brushing again on the top of the lugs. And you do have a nice mirror polish finish on the edge of the bezel. And so the finishing on the watch is really, really great for the price. So you get all of this for $239 at the time of filming. And you are getting what I feel is one of, if not the absolute best quartz watch that Timex has to offer at the moment. So moving on to the dial, this dial is absolutely gorgeous. And I just want to zoom right in here. And so you can see this dial. Let me just get that seconds hand running again. I love this dial. It's definitely, again, one of Timex's best offerings. The watch looks more premium than the $239 price point. You have applied double baton mirror polish indices all around the dial, as you can see, and they're high polish and they glitter and catch the light, which is really, really nice. They do have a sliver of lume fill in between each of those, and I'll show you the lume shot in a minute. You have the Timex printed below the 12 with Waterbury, and then water resistant rating printed below that. 3 lines of text below the 12. I would have done without the water resistance part there. I would have just left it Timex the Waterbury. That would have been perfect for me. There is a really nice radial pattern on each of these subdials. I think you can see that there, but I'll give you a close-up picture of it now. And the chronograph 60-minute subdial at the 6 o'clock has a minute track printed on it, as you can see, which is absolutely fantastic and great to aid in the legibility of the watch. And the running seconds hand for the watch does not have the minute track because the symmetry on this dial is absolutely fantastic. Because the 24-hour subdial doesn't have a minute track, obviously, they omitted the minute track on the other side to give the watch a nice bit of symmetry. The date window has a color match date wheel between the 4 and 5, as you can see, and the Waterbury logo on the other side of the subdial, again giving this symmetry to the dial, something that a 4 o'clock date window left on its own would just kind of throw off the symmetry, but adding that logo there's something else to balance that. And so the symmetry on the dial, I think, is absolutely fantastic. And the Waterbury logo also functions, as I already mentioned, a counterbalance to that running chronograph seconds hand. So as we move on to the lume, there is lume applied to the hour and minute hand, as well as between each of those double baton indices, but unfortunately the lume isn't as strong as I would want it to be, and there's no Indiglow on this watch, and so legibility at night is not going to be great with this particular watch. And so here's the lume shot, guys, and it looks promising at the start, but I am telling you, it doesn't even last to the 5-minute mark. In fact, it weakens so much that the camera doesn't even pick up the lume. It just it struggles to even focus at about 3 minutes in. It really fades fast, so the lume is not great. And here is what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. And again, I think the pairing with this black and silver or gray NATO strap, that's actually, as you can see, Pagani design, it looks absolutely amazing with this watch. This is just one sharp, fantastic looking watch, in my opinion. And so now we get to the section of the video where I talk about my likes and my gripes. There are a few gripes with this watch, but none that are deal breakers for me as far as recommending this watch for you to purchase if you are so inclined. So my likes. I love the look of this watch. This is a sharp looking watch. This reverse Panda looks absolutely amazing, and as I mentioned, it definitely looks more premium than the price point. I love the fact that they used a Mecaquartz chronograph. Now, while I'm not certain what the movement is because they don't list it on their website, I'm just taking a guess based on the fact that I know Timex uses a lot of Miyota movements. I believe that the one that they are using right now is the Miyota 0S20 chronograph movement that you can see here, which has an accuracy of plus or minus 20 seconds per month and a battery life of 5 years. And so if any of you have any information on the particular movement itself, let me know. The finishing is also one of my likes. The finishing and the construction of the watch, being 316L stainless steel, is done very well for the price point. The crown being signed and the pushers with the checkerboard pattern, again, very, very nicely done on this watch. The water resistance of 100 meters for a chronograph is great to have. As mentioned, the dial symmetry is done perfect on this watch. I think it absolutely is. And the quick release leather strap that it does come with is quick release. That's the like. Leather strap is decent enough, but quick release allows you to make out quick changes to straps like this one here. Now, what are my gripes? Well, I do have a few. This green chronograph seconds hand, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. The pictures on the website don't really do it justice. The green does kind of wash out against the back of that dial. The green is actually a bit difficult to see, and so during, by the naked eye anyway, maybe on camera it doesn't look so bad, but that green chronograph seconds hand just is not the most visible or legible, just the way it is. So that's great. These pushers, they're spongy. The movement information says there's a nice click on these pushers, and so, but these pushers are spongy, and I do prefer a nice popping click sound when I push a pusher on the chronograph. The loom, as you saw, the loom isn't very great at all. If you're gonna put loom on, then apply the right amount to make it legible at night. The mineral crystal, I think this domed crystal is awesome, but imagine that they put a sapphire crystal on the watch. That would have made it darn near perfect. And the other thing about the movement as well, when I was looking at the Miyota chronograph movements, there is a movement that enables you to put a 1/20th per second subdial at 3 o'clock instead of this 24-hour subdial. I'm not a fan of 24-hour subdials in chronographs. I think it would have been awesome if they had put the 1/20th subdial on there at the 3 o'clock instead of the 24-hour. And the date window, color matched was the way to go, but the date window is small and the font kind of difficult to read. I think they should have made that font a little bit bolder, perhaps just a touch brighter color white, or more paint or whatever applied to there to make it just that much more legible. So thanks for sticking around to the end and watching this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this watch. Just an FYI, the watch as of the current filming date of this video is not available. It's not in stock, but you can go to the website linked below and add your email to a waiting list, and they'll notify you when this watch becomes available again, if it is something that you wish to grab for yourself. Thanks for watching, and remember, whenever you leave your house, you have to have a great looking piece to wear on your wrist, like this Timex Waterbury Chronograph, and wherever you're going, you need to get there on time. God bless you guys. We'll see you in the next video.